Everyone. Welcome to Prosperity Catalyst's first ever live Facebook webcast. We're so happy that you're joining us. I'm Allie Smart. I'm Prosperity Catalyst Development Officer, and I'm here with Ramsina Askar, the Iraq manager, and Nathalie Tancrede, the Sales and Marketing Manager for Prosperity Catalyst, who also just came back from a 3-week trip to Haiti where she was working with the artisan networks there. So welcome both of you, and thank you for joining us today. In the US, we recently celebrated Labor Day, and so we're going to kind of play with that theme a little bit and talk today about the work that you do to establish and create and sustain good work for women. PCAT is a multifaceted organization. We really work intersectionally on the issues that we focus on, but good work and economic development is really core to our mission. And so we're going to focus there today. All of our work, we also think about the different UN Sustainable Development Goals that relate to what we're doing and help to sort of underpin our theory of change. And today, our conversation relates the most closely to SDG number 8, which is decent work and economic growth. So that's sort of the framework for our conversation, but we just are really excited to hear a little bit more about how you spend your time. What are some of the challenges and the opportunities that you see in the task that we've set for ourselves of creating good work for women in distressed regions of the world and all around the world, and particularly in Haiti and Iraq. So thank you for being here. For our audience, you can type questions or comments into the comment box, and I'll do my best to address them if we have time. So let's start with Ramsina. Ramsina, welcome and thanks again for being here. Could you tell us a little bit more about how you came to do this work and what is your motivation day to day? Actually, let's go ahead and start with Nathalie. Oh, there she is.
Okay, so thank you, Ali, for the introduction, and hello for everyone watching us today. I would like to start by talking about how I joined Prosperity Catalyst and what made me be a part of this mission and this work. So first of all, I started my journey with Prosperity Catalyst 4 years ago when I heard about the project related to women empowerment, which was one of my long-term mission development. And since it was related to sales and marketing development, and I have experience in that field, I thought it's a good fit for me. So once I heard about the opportunity, without thinking, I just left the career that I was in and just moved to work with Prosperity Catalyst.
Wonderful. And Nathalie, how did you end up doing this work?
Well, hi everyone. Hey, Ali, Ramsina. I'm a newbie on the Prosperity Catalyst team actually, but I have been working with artisans and in Haiti for about 8 years, where we had built a network of artisans around the country and helped them with capacity building. And Prosperity Catalyst sister organization, Femme Lumière, was actually one of our members. So I had been aware of the organization for many, many years. And when I came back to New York, I met the Iraq country director, Zadan, and we've stayed in touch. We organized a couple of events together. And when the opportunity came through, he contacted me about it, and I spoke to Catherine and the board, and here I am. Now I'm on board.
Great. And let's hear a little more from you since you've been working in the sector for so long. I mean, what is your motivation, or why do you think, what are the opportunities that excite you about working with artisans and in the handicraft sector in Haiti? Like what motivates you to do that work? Because I know it's not easy.
It's not easy. However, it's fun. It's fun and it's inspiring. To be honest, the artisans inspire me because of what I see them do with so little. The tools that they use are really basic tools. They are super creative. They deal with extra challenges on a regular basis. Yet they continue to create amazing work that is appreciated around the world, and it also empowers them. When I work with artisans, I get the feeling that every day they get inspired to do something new, something better, that really keeps them busy. So as artists, they do love to come up with their own ideas, yet they're also open to collaborate with designers like we have done recently. And the results are amazing. So for me, that's inspiring, and it allows me to be more creative in my own life. And I enjoy bringing those products to the market. I love it.
That's great. We'll come back to inspiration because we always like to focus on the opportunities we have. But I think we would be remiss not to also talk about the challenges that women face in and that you face in your work in both of the countries you work in. Nathalie, let's just stick with you. Can you speak a little bit about some of the obstacles to gainful employment for women generally and for artists and women in Haiti right now?
So in Haiti right now, the situation is quite difficult. Unemployment rates is super high, so a lot of folks do not have a job. And as an artisan, being involved in a program like Prosperity Catalyst gives them the opportunity to bring income to their family and support them. So the challenge is one, finding a job. Two is also as an artisan is sourcing the material because that itself is very expensive. Logistics, there's a lack of infrastructure, and also there's a lack of market connection. So again, Prosperity Catalyst becomes that link between the artisan and the global market, which makes it a lot easier for them to sell the product that they have been able to create. And they have continuing work, which means that they are able to support the family, to go to the doctor, buy food. The basic, really. Those artisans do not live a luxurious life. So this work is crucial. So being in Haiti with them the past 3 weeks and being reminded of that has been a wake up call.
Right, right. I'm sure that was challenging, but really good to be able to be there. So Ramsina, for you, for the different artisan networks that you work with in Iraq, how do the challenges and the obstacles, how are they the same or how do they differ?
When I hear Nathalie speaking, I think there's a lot of things in common between the challenges that we face in Iraq and the challenges that are being faced in Haiti and many other places. But in Iraq, it's a bit, maybe I can say, even a step further because in Iraq, there is an unstable environment that you don't know what happens the next day. There's new obstacles that you can face every day, even if you predict and put solutions for the problems that you might face. There's still something new that happens every day. For example, we've been going through some protests recently in the past year, the COVID situation, the political situation that we've been through, some things that are beyond our power that changes every day, that creates some sort of additional obstacle to the obstacle that are already there. In addition to that, I would say a big part of what the problems in Iraq is the gender norms, the traditions, the things that are forbidden from doing, especially to work with women because of the traditions and because of the social obstacles and the those things that are facing women in general in every sector, not just in the sector of women empowerment or economy or handcrafts. Prosperity Catalyst works on changing a bit of these facts and make it an easier situation for these women by providing the technical training, the psychosocial support, connecting, like Nathalie mentioned, to a big list of other artisans and connecting them together to the international market, building a better business, stronger local level relations, and all together bring a better quality of life in the basics of life needs. And beyond that, that goes to if they have a talent that they want to make bigger, or if they have a product that they want to turn into a business, or just provide basic needs of their families.
Right. Thank you. And that necklace you're wearing is a product, right?
Yes, I'm wearing a necklace that is made by the woman that we've been working with, and some bracelets as well. And I also have a candle here.
Yeah.
So we get to
amazing.
play with beautiful products while we're doing this work, which definitely helps some of the
Yeah.
challenges feel exciting to overcome.
Yeah, it decorates the work that we do.
Yeah. Ramsina, let's stick with you. As some of our followers and partners will know, we've been talking for the last several years about value chains. And for PCAT, the deeper value chain idea actually started in Haiti. We had a shortage of good quality beeswax for our very popular beeswax candles. And so we started working with beekeepers, training women to do beekeeping, and also helping to improve their output by using more modern methods. But right now, the value chain approach is also really important for the work that we're doing in Iraq. And it's really exciting, I think. So I'd love to hear a little bit more from you about what we mean when we talk about building the local value chain, why value chains are so important in creating good work for men and for women, and sort of what you're focusing on there right now.
Okay, so the products I just showed you are made previously in our previous projects, and partially the raw material of these products were made locally, but a part of it also was brought from outside. However, in the past 2 years, we've been working on enhancing that and changing that to make all the products are designed in a way that all the raw material and the products and the artisans are all can be provided locally. For the value chain, what we've done is that we did a study on the handcrafts value chain, all the actors along the value chains, the producers, those who work on the making the product, those who provide the raw material, and we connected them together in a way that when we have a product, you see a product made from the very first step until the very last step through local artisans and those who work with them. For example, I can talk about the small rugs that we will be launching in the upcoming season that will be made fully from local raw material by local artisans, where they take the wool, they wash it, they spin it, they color it, and they make threads and they make the rugs. So it's purely made here. That is very important for us in order to make the local economy stronger, create better opportunities for all the actors along the value chain, and also connecting them in a way that they support one another and they build a network of production in the local market.
Wonderful. Thank you. And, we're talking a lot about creating opportunities for women to access training and access work. Obviously, the income, which you both, especially Nathalie, touched on, are really important. Would either one of you like to speak to sort of the social impact of having access to work and access to training, or the psychological impact, sort of how that affects women in their communities and their families and for themselves? Because I think when we talk about empowerment, we mean a lot of different things. And obviously economic development and income is really important, but it's not the only reason that we feel that women are really important for this work.
Well, in Haiti, for example, the women are known to be the pillar of society. So a lot of times they are single moms. So they are responsible for the well-being of the children, not just sending them to school, but nutrition and all of it, the raising of the kids. So when the mom is working, the entire family is supported. So that is a crucial point in this whole sector, because many of the artisans support from 8 to 10 people. So it's not just the children, it's also the grandparents that may be living in the household. It's the vendors that benefit from the work. It's the entire community. So when we give work to the artisan, the entire community thrives, and it also gives the women more respect. So they are respected by the community because they are income earners. They become leaders in the communities. Other young women look up to them. They go to them for advice. They ask them to be trained to be part of the organization as well. And they also become small business owners, because not all of the product that we do is being sold on the international market. Some of it is sold locally. So these women are able to have a small business in their neighborhood, in the area where they live, and that allows them to support many more people outside of their own families. So the benefit and the impact of this extends way outside of the household.
Right. Thank you. That's a great point. Ramsina, you spoke a little bit about social norms and gender norms. So how do you feel, obviously those are very huge things to say that we're taking on, but how do you feel, at least within households and communities and families, your work might have an impact on social norms and gender norms?
When you work in a place like Iraq, you will face that you will see that a lot of women has not had the proper opportunity to study or to have access to the education because of the things that we mentioned. Of course, not for everybody, but we have seen some cases, especially in those that we've been working with previously that were in camps. I can remember one story that I had with a woman that we were working with. When she would come to work, she was coming and she was kind of depressed, kind of upset. But after a while, we were trying to talk to her about what concerns her, and it was always that she feels like she's not producing enough, she's not enough in the community, and she was getting reminded of that in her community by her in-laws and so on. And then after she made products and she could sell it, she bought herself and her children gift, and she went to her community and she said, look, I might not have a chance to have studied, but I have a talent and I've turned it into a source of income providing, and that makes me a different person. I feel confident, I feel like independent, and I'm not useless like you guys keep telling me. It built some confidence in me, it changed the way I look at myself, and now I can also help other women be a part of such programs that helps them in that way. So that's a part of in addition to the psychosocial support that we provide through experts, we have this kind of impact that happens, psychosocial support indirectly that happens with these women that changes their life. That's on, let's say, on a psychological level. On economic level, we had a woman that came to us and she said, I bought a washing machine, and this is the first time I will buy a washing machine, and it saved me so much time, and I have so much time to take care of myself and my family, and it gave me a really good chance to do more things for myself. So we see these kind of stories with a few of these women. So it has really been rewarding to see all of these stories and these things happen with these women, whether if it's direct support or things that happen through the support that the project chain delivers indirectly. So it is really important to, even if we have two of these stories, I'm sure that this woman will tell the story to two more and she can inspire them. And that's how it grows.
Yeah, I love the point about the women in the network who we partner with, also supporting other women or helping inspire other women. Do either of you want to say just a little bit more about some of the ways that we can help support that, but it also just kind of plays out even beyond anything that Prosperity Catalyst makes happen. It just sort of takes off.
Well,
so,
go ahead, Ramsina.
No, go ahead. It's okay.
I was going to say that what the best way to support the women is to buy the products. We do have beautiful products. The candle are amazing. We are now working on a new collection that will be launched in a couple of weeks. So we have tons of beautiful products, including home decor, jewelry, accessories, and gifts. So please stay in touch and be on the lookout for all the promotion that we will have for the holidays. And there's ways to donate. I'm sure Ali can talk a little bit more about that. Supporting the artisan programs, because these women, they are amazing. They want to be independent. They want to support their families. They don't want to have a hand out, or they want a hand up. So they want to collaborate. They want to learn. They want to become business owners. So as women, when we work together, we can change the world. We've known that from the beginning. So now this is a great opportunity for women to come together and support other women in Iraq and in Haiti in order to help them prosper and continue to empower themselves and their families, the community, which means empowering the world, really. Because as we know, without women, can't go anywhere.
Yeah, totally. Yeah. Thanks, Natalie. And we're going to do some, we're thinking about some sales events too, kind of like this one, right? So we're really looking for everybody to think about the gifts that you buy around the holidays for your colleagues or your friends or your family, and think about having those be beautiful products that are also made by the women we're talking about today. You can also donate to Prosperity Catalyst. That's another wonderful thing to do. But there are so many ways for us as women to support other women around the world, and buying these products is a really great way to do that.
Yeah, and tell another woman. Tell another woman about Prosperity Catalyst. Tell another woman to go on our website and pick a gift from our collections, and maybe become an influencer for us to share with your own network. There are little things that people can do from being at home. Something super easy, but that will really have a big impact.
Right. Thank you. I think that's a wonderful place to sort of move into wrapping up the conversation. Thank you both for being here and for sharing your experience. I have two more topics I wanted to move to. I think our audience of partners and supporters, they know what our mission is and they get to see some of the stories we tell of impact, but I think it can be hard to imagine how on earth do you make this happen, or what does your day-to-day look like? So I'd love to hear a little bit from both of you. Natalie, you just got back. So you have two parts to your work. Normally you're in New York, right? And you're spending a lot of time thinking about these sales and the marketing and the products. But you just spent 3 weeks in Haiti working with the artisans. So I'd love to hear a little bit about what that looks like and just how hard you work in order to bring these products to market and make them so beautiful and impactful.
So it's no day is ever the same. It's truly a collaboration. Like you said, Ali, I just came back from Haiti, and we have developed a whole new collection of products that were designed by world-known designers: Mimi Robinson, Patty Carpenter, Aviva Shulam, and Sheila Meyer. So these designers created products from different materials, and the artisans in Haiti were able to bring their own touch to it and really bring alive the spirit of the country, but on an international level. So I arrived in Haiti and worked locally with the PCAT office that's led by Tony Corrette and a group of wonderful staff members. So every day we would meet the artisans, distribute the designs, go through the specification, answer questions, translate the, the design work, and really help them understand what level of quality we are expecting, because a lot of these artisans they stay within their community, so most of them don't travel and they don't really know what are the expectation of the international market. So it's also a training process to explain and really make them understand what the end consumer in the US or in Canada, wherever else internationally, expect to see on the shelf when they go to the store or when they buy it online. So it's the exact measurement, is the precision, is the finishing touches. It's making sure that the corners are well rounded and not sharp so that we don't get sued. Those are little details that sometimes the artisans don't think about because it's not in their day-to-day life. However, it's our process to incorporate these details into the production process and helping them reach a higher level of quality. So at the end of the day, it's working shoulder to shoulder with those artisans and helping them continuing the creating process and following up. It's a lot of follow up because we we give them the designs, they go to their atelier, their workshop, get it done, then they come back and we have to do rectification. We have to call the designers on Skype or on WhatsApp or Zoom and get them to give feedback on the spot, where the Wi-Fi can be not working that day, so, or there's issues with the safety, so you cannot leave the office or you cannot leave the house. So there's a lot of challenges behind the scene that the end consumer doesn't know about. And it keeps us on our toes, to be honest with you, because there were some days where we had to leave the office because there were protests and burning tires in the streets, and we had to get out of there quickly. And there were other times where, again, there was no electricity, so we couldn't get in touch with someone because we couldn't call them or we couldn't connect on Wi-Fi. But at the end of the day, the team pushed through and we got it done. We came back with the samples. And now we are working on the lookbook. And hopefully we are hoping to see some amazing sales that will make up for all the hard work and the sweat. So,
right.
Yeah.
Right. And the idea is at the end, you buy your beautiful candle and you would never know what was.
You would never know because you just see the end product. So I think it's great that we talk about these things too, because sometimes a handmade product can be a little more expensive and people say, well, I could get this at this big retail store for half the price. Well, the big retail store is working from a factory somewhere. People are not getting paid fair wages. And really the work that we do in those countries, Iraq and Haiti, is making an amazing impact. Like we've just talked about, the impact is huge in the community and it's on a personal level. We know these artisans. We've met their children. We've met their family members. We know where the money goes. We've seen the improvement. We've seen them buy the washing machine. We've seen them buy a new car, a new bike. It really makes a difference. And when the artisans come to you and let you know how proud they are of the work and how the work has made a difference in their lives, it really keeps you going.
That's wonderful. Well, you're my inspiration today, both of you. I think we've heard Nathalie talk a lot about inspiration. Ramsina, to wrap us up, what's giving you hope today? Or what, I know this is a huge task. I mean, economic development, empowering ourselves as women, empowering women around the world, creating good work for women. These are not easy things to do, but you all are getting there, and we're creating beautiful products and we're selling these beautiful products. I mean, I'm so inspired to hear from both of you. But could you share with us as we close out from Iraq, sort of one thing that gives you hope or that you see as a wonderful opportunity or a wonderful piece of inspiration?
I mean, working with Prosperity Catalyst and working with these people face to face, and even when I work with the team that works with these people, I've seen a lot of obstacles and a lot of logistics involved, and all of that, with existence of all of that, we see products and see women get to the end of the result. That gives me a lot of hope. It means even if the situation is hard, there is a huge want from these people to become bigger, to prosper. There is a commitment. They are not letting the situations affect them. They are willing to wake up every day and go to work and produce and be a part of the community. And that gives me hope and gives me inspiration to be a better person in my work for these people.
Yeah. That's commitment, like you said, commitment to get up every day and keep going, even when you're having a bad day. It's a great example, Ramsina. Just like Ruth Bader Ginsburg, she's a great example of that. She's been sick. She's gone through so many hurdles, but she never gave up. And us as women, we don't give up, and we're gonna keep working. We're gonna keep continuing, making a difference in this world, making an impact. And we hope that our audience will follow along and support us, because this is not a one-day affair. This is for the long run.
Absolutely. So thank you to both of you again. And yes, thank you to all of our partners and supporters out there who are watching right now, who care about this work, who understand the importance of it, and who invest in women every day. If you have any questions, you can direct message us, or you can send us an email. Keep following. We have some more exciting things going on. Our fiscal year ends for Prosperity Catalyst, the nonprofit, next week. And I think we're going to try to raffle off a basket of some of the samples that Nathalie brought back from Haiti, some of the beautiful new products that aren't for the rest of your network with the rest of the world. So thank you for that as well. And we look forward to connecting with you again soon.
Thank you both, everyone. Invest in women.
Investing in women changes everything.
That's it.
Take care. Bye-bye.